I mean, I don't think the play will work in any other way except it's sort of Italianate. Well, not necessarily Renaissance, but I mean, it's an Italian play.
In the first instance, we designed a very representational Italian scene because we were captured by the Zeffirelli production. We felt that we wanted to stress the domestic quality of Italian life at that time. So we persevered, and I designed a piazza which was fairly solid and representational.
And I'm sure Pam should too. We both, she'd love to see Romeo and Juliet on that, and God, I'd love to do it on that. So, I don't think any of us would be sorry to see it, would we?
Oh, no, I guess
it's a beautiful one.
I mean, the budget is £2,500, is that right? Well, in a way, I mean, like, the most important thing is the costuming. I mean, you know, boots and hats
and tights. They all cost a lot.
And they're costing more every day.
I mean, if the clothes are going to cost £2,000 and the budget's £2,500, that means I've got to get a set out for £500.
Yeah. The figures always exist in answer to questions. You know, it's always possible to actually say, what have I got for this? And I would always ask.
We had to rethink the whole thing because the economics were just not on our side, and the set came out fantastically expensive. So we decided we had to be very radical about the entire show. So I went back to an earlier scheme that I had right at the beginning, in which there was one single element, a series of arches stretching back into the recesses of the stage, which was skeletal in quality, sort of like the rotting bones of that sort of Italian society. Mike and I had talked earlier about metallic quality, and so it seemed the natural thing to do to construct this set from steel and therefore get a sort of bright, sharp quality to the structure, and sort of set it off by having a floor which was reflective. I feel that the curves are right.
But you're about straight lines. I mean, all the way down.
Yeah, but I think what the curves give you is a kind of skeletal quality to the thing, which I think is nice. You know, sort of like looking into a rib cage.
Like the jaw,
yeah,
like
right.
a steel trap.
Yeah, right. And I think it's got to have a vaguely Renaissance quality. One's got to know from where the forms originate.
I think that is said very strongly in the costumes, in as much as they are Renaissance. Yeah. That's a square with straight lines, and your original pillars were straight. Your lines were straight, and the arches actually, they weaken what is a very strong base and what is becoming a very strong structure. I mean, I don't think that it's actually a question of making it more human.
Yeah, but see, look, if you take a shot down there, looking through that sort of labyrinth, where you're looking down the tunnel, as it were, you don't get any sense of labyrinth if the thing is only square. I think there's much more sense of some kind of architecture if you've got an arch form. You know. I mean, it looks more like a tunnel, or more like a rib cage, or whatever.
Marry I will, and this is wisely done.
Don't take it any you see, it becomes clearer and clearer. the kind of emotional sterility, the kind of barrenness of their... The approach that I adopt really varies from piece to piece and play to play, project to project, according to what the circumstances are that I'm trying to mount the piece in. I didn't get the full cast together until the last fortnight, so what I thought would be the best method would be actually to spend the first 3 weeks just delving into the play and worrying it to death.
Once again, where she's crying out for some real emotional involvement and comfort on a deep level. Not even one single crumb of emotional comfort. I mean, finally you end up culpable in relation to the death both of Juliet and Romeo, and Paris as well.
Instead of going down, as previously in the stage, actually go down
the trap by shoving a ladder down and climbing down. Right? So that's that one.
Is the trap hinge?
Yes, it needs to be flapped up. And these tombs are simply just locks.
Yeah. How far off stage do they go?
Well, they have to be off when they're off. I mean, like outside.
So they can be used as entrances.
Yes.
When the tombs are in their off-stage position.
Oh yes. Yeah, I mean, they've got to be right off.
These broken lines, are they the scaffold?
Yeah.
Overhead?
That represents these tubes sort of running over the top there.
Yeah. Okay. Where does the ladder come from for this thing?
Well, what I reckon is that it's actually sort of hung up on the structure somewhere.
They just open the trap and stick it down the hole.
That's right. Yeah. And they just sort of hung up. You know. They get it down. Yeah. Is that all clear?
Yeah. I don't think there's anything else.
No.
Okay.
So get on with it.
And having reached this idea, the costumes that we had already thought about in some detail seemed to gain another kind of life, because we decided that in maintaining the Renaissance quality of the costumes, because the set was by nature abstract, it would heighten the Renaissance feeling of the characters and give them a kind of special quality of gaudy birds in a cage. So we set about recreating these Renaissance characters, the first group being the young blades of the town, the chief main characters, the blood, the violence, if you like, the young frustrated men of the town, all rearing to go with very little to actually vent their enthusiasm and energy on, except women and each other.
Final circuit.
So I treated the young in a very sort of casual way, utilizing a lot of references which indicated large floppy shirts and tight, sort of hip-hugging tights and rather sort of tough boots to give them a great sort of quality of swagger, and to contrast them as far as possible with the establishment, that is the elder statesmen of the town, who are buttoned up, stiff and immobile.
Black monkey. This to the watch? Yeah. I don't think I'd strike fear into many people like this. I am. I'm a curfew keeper. Keeping curfew.
Is that better?
I think that's all right. I just want to see.
Less round and
Yeah.
Just really continue that line. Sort of.
Do you want it tight?
No.
No. Okay. That's it.
Accurate budgeting is the art of the possible, and a desire to actually maintain the high presentational standard that Robin Midgley wants for the theatre as a whole. So we have X amount of money for any production, and if a set must be changed or costumes must be changed,
They must be changed simply because we only have that amount of money to spend. But I would say we would never make a sacrifice of presentational standard in the interest of the economy. We just learn to use less money better. I suppose one way of using less money, generally, is if the production manager, which I am, can also be inveigled into playing a role. And for Romeo and Juliet, not only being father of the company, I happen to be the father of Romeo too. And I'm being fitted with costume and hat, which has to be worn flat and no hair showing, I'm told, like that. And
Very nice too.
I personally always take the line of trying to actually decide what the society is that Shakespeare is analysing, and then throw against that society the protagonists, because I think that the key to every play that he wrote lies in the structure of the society that he's investigating. So with Romeo and Juliet, the society is like a great rusty steamroller that just crushes a couple of ants. And unless you can zoom out from that society and see this picture, then you haven't got a play, and it's no use just saying, oh, it's a play about love, because it isn't. We spent 3 weeks, shall we say, basically analysing the text, and then 2 weeks on the rehearsal floor putting it together. That means that there was very little time for any improvisation of any description, just basically blocking the play, getting it onto its feet and making it work in terms of moves and staging.
Away. We go. The sport is at the best. So I fear. The more is my unrest.
Nay, gentlemen, prepare not to be gone. We have a trifling foolish banquet tour.
Oh.
Down here. We have a trifling foolish banquet.
Well, as technical director, after discussing with the designer the different points of the set from his point of view and trying to tie in all the technical problems that might arise from his design, I go away and sit down and think about it and sort out any further problems that I can think of. The thing that I actually worked on most of all on this show was the designing of the lift. We set the thing up very Heath Robinson style in the workshop, and when we found we had about 5 people on the lift at one time, and that went up okay.
Oh, head now, this. Don't worry, it'll be up and down.
Some of the things in Romeo and Juliet did have to be made, particularly the torches.
We have got not an awful lot of props in Romeo, but the ones we have are very valuable, and they are ones that we have borrowed. The only things we haven't are swords and daggers, of which we've hired. That is my stage manager's responsibility of keeping those safe and making sure they've got tips on them so they don't stab themselves with.
A villain and rose a flag at the place where the book of arithmetic. Mighty devil came you between us, I was heard of your law.
I thought all for the best.
They say, burn me to me! I have it kindly!
As it was before, you were taking a whole thing of the Supreme Court cocktail and including them into a back service speech. But then you didn't want
Word of the fire within us of this breath. There lies the man slain by young Romeo that killed thy kinsman.
Heaven, my cousin! Oh, my brother's child! Oh, prince! Oh, cousin! Husband! Oh, the blood is spilt of my dear kinsman! Prince of our two! For blood of ours! Shed blood of Montague!
Who began this bloody play? Tybalt, here slain, whom Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo, that spoke him fair, bid him bethink how nice the quarrel was, and urged withal your high displeasure. Tybalt's death to peace. Tilt deadly point to point of boldness to his breast. Who now the fight of peace of Bogdanov? Not Romeo, since he was the guilty of sin. He was the build that what the law should end, the death of Tybalt. For that offense immediately we do exile him. No, I have a
This type of set we've built before, but only in the form of the accepted type of scaffolding that everyone's seen in and around building sites. In this instance, the designer wanted a scaffolding type of set with a difference. He didn't want to see scaffolding clips used, which left us with one alternative, and that, the only alternative was to weld the set together. The size of the set meant that it had got to be very carefully planned so that we could build in the workshop and still be in a position to move it onto the stage when the time came. We've normally only got 10, 12 building days at the most on any production. On this particular one, we'd only got the 2 weeks building period, which meant that we got to get the basic set done in something like 5, 6 days. So I looked at the drawings for some couple of hours, and as it is usual with me, I look at the drawings and spend probably half a day or a whole day just walking around the workshops, walking around the city centre, thinking about it. Every time we build a set, from the word go, from looking at the drawings and thinking about them, a theatre set develops an atmosphere. This set took on an exciting atmosphere, and as we got onto it and actually started putting the sections together and lifting them into position so that we were beginning to take shape, I began to feel then that this particular set is the most exciting thing that I've ever built in my life. And the feelings that I get when I'm building the set, I find indicate to me how the show is going to run on stage. And for the run of the play, I'm going to be excited, and I feel that the show can only go well because of what I felt about the set right from the start.
So, curtain down on Girly Mess Soup. Stage management, first of all, strike the furniture.
The set of the previous production is then dismantled by the workshop. We need to get things done fairly fast.
So the strike normally takes up to 2:30 in the morning. So it's a continuous process. We work right through the night.
On this one, it certainly took 2 to 2.5 hours to dismantle the actual set, and then the electricians move in and they alter their lamps by what we term as de-rigging and re-rigging, which is getting rid of the previous set of lamps and resetting them for the next show, which takes an awful long time. Usually takes about 4 hours at least, 5 hours.
27. Right, then 28. Yeah. 29. Yeah. 31. Take it up.
Break off, Kev. Huh? Try it. Go on, man, try it.
Easy does it.
There's a lot of pieces on the set, actually, when it's all broken down. There's the tombs that come on from the sides, there's the lift, the trap. This keeps on going through until we finish, or as finished as we can possibly be, ready for the technical rehearsal on the scenery side. All the different finishes of the floor. Some bits are black, shiny, some are black matte, some are aluminium finish. All the masking has to be tied in, and the lighting.
Yes, that's lovely, thank you.
Go down to black. Yep. Yeah, that'll do for that. Okay?
Yep.
So can you plot that on 311?
311.
Might want this to look fairly weird. Let's try a backlight. Something like 94.
94.
Yeah.
That's it. 7.
Try it about 7.
2. In at 7.
Yeah, no, 8. Then we're going to need a special for Romeo.
We have a technical rehearsal on the Monday, which takes us right through the day. It's a slow, stopping technical rehearsal, which means if a problem from an act or a problem from the electrician arises, then we have to stop and sort it out. In fact, Romeo was so large, we did Act 1 on the Monday, and we did Act 2 on the Tuesday, and we didn't run it together, really, until the Wednesday afternoon, and Wednesday night we opened.
The further back you get it, the further forward you have to travel, and the more we see the point of me towards it. If it's just there, and it comes round that way on the back, it goes very far back, and then sort of slides on. Just once more.
Oh, you got me again.
All right. Yeah. Can you get a further distance between you? Don't go any faster than that. What you need to get now is get those stretches on the lunges. Because the swords look as if they're doing the work, but now you need to make the bodies do the work as well. Really exaggerate those lunges as far as you can.
Yeah, it's just that you catch your foot.
That's the sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you can do, whoa!
Yeah, yeah.
You know, have fun with it. Once more. That's it! Right, then you've got the tension building up there. Right, and on to the next sequence.
Building up here.
Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning dew, adding to clouds more clouds.
LXQ3. Go.
Like that.
What?
Right.
Yeah.
Alex? Alex, there's a lamp on fire!
Beginners for Act 1, please. Beginners for Act 1. Full company on stage. Thank you.
Not saying lips and holy palms too.
I, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
And let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant thou lest faith turn to despair.
Saints, do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, while my prayers effect I take. I'm hurt. Bed! What is he gone and has nothing?
What art thou?
I have got. It is enough. Villain, go fetch a third.
Juliet. Thy beauty hath made me
Embarrassed!